Hello everybody and welcome back to Emerald Dragon. Before we continue, time to equip that sword we just got. Uh-oh. And we're caught immediately. How about that? Yeah, well, who could have missed this gigantic burst of magic? Certainly not people who are very well versed in magic. Yeah, let's back down for now. We are actually completely surrounded by endgame enemies. And you've seen that encounters can be pretty dangerous in this game. Yeah, the magic doesn't seem to be working. Hello? Who are you, mister? Oh my goodness. You look like an 80s OVA villain if I have ever seen one. Yeah, the thing is, because these are all endgame enemies, if we tried to fight all of these guys and this new guy at once, we would be flattened. I can tell you that right now. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, the teleposta can only be used by the Horus. And that makes Tamarin a princess. Which means that for this entire game, we've been a dragon traveling with a princess. Good on you, game. Well, now it's our turn to spend time in a jail cell. Great hospitality indeed. Well, it's a possibility. Yeah, we're just gonna see what happens. Yeah, you can't punch a wall down. You need a little extra help for that. Yeah, these cells were made to hold enemies of the Horus, and that includes dragons. Well, that's gonna seem pretty funny by the time we reach the bosses around here. Well, all we can do now is hope Tamarin comes up with something. Meanwhile... Hey, those are nice adventuring clothes. Oh, well, that's a problem already. Okay, so this story just pulled a reverse Fire Emblem. And I'm going to explain what that means a bit later. Because, above everything else, Tamarin is still an adventurer. Now we just get ourselves a hairpin, and hope that Pterodates was too cheap to spring for a good lock. Our prayers are answered. Oh, well, hello. And he got our old clothes back. Perfect! You didn't kill the maid, did you? Before we do anything else, let's just get our people back in our party. Oh yeah, in the Turbo CD version of the game, everyone was placed in their own separate cell, including Vendidad. I wouldn't worry too much about her. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Too weak to open a cell door, huh? Not important, let's talk. And here at the end, like at the beginning, Tamron is taking charge of our quest. Okay, so what I meant earlier by a reverse Fire Emblem is that in Fire Emblem, the games usually start with a war that looks to be part of some deadly personal or political struggle, but it eventually turns out at the end that it's caused by some demon or dragon or fallen god or some other horrible monster trying to poke their fingers into this world and manipulate it to its own ends. So everything is just an extension of some all-powerful greater metaphysical evil or whatever. But this game starts with an otherworldly invasion. So you fight the demons, you defeat their pawns, you defeat the Demon King, and you find out that the twist here is that the appearance of the Demon King was an extension of a deadly personal and political struggle between a royal family and a faction within their court led by their own chancellor. It's an unusual progression, to say the least. Well, that sounds bad. Well, let's poke around the city some more. Maybe there's someone who can help us. Oh. How does he not get bored? And here's where you can break the game. because this guy will give you infinite Tetents, infinite clear potions, and infinite healing gen. And this wasn't so much a problem in earlier versions of the game where you had inventory limits, but in this game you do not. So you can get infinite all healing items, you can get 99 healing gens, 99 tents, 99 clear potions. But I'm not going to do that. So he created Zandig, and turned the land into a desert. So we're going to save. And let's check out down here to make sure we didn't miss anything. Let's see, nothing. And nothing. So I promised that I'd talk about Tamarin's role in this particular game in this video. And the thing about this game is that a lot of the time, well, at least some of the time, this game feels like you're playing Final Fantasy VI from the perspective of Locke. An important character, but not really the main character, because let's go back and look at things. Atrushan's quest to break the dragon curse for pretty much the entire game has been in the background of Tamarin's quest to defeat the demon army, and in fact, she started the quest before we even actually arrived in the game. Well, arrived on the scene. Pretty much all of the really major plot revelations have been Tamarin-centric, and Tamarin is the one who's really been tested by this quest. And the main villain, Tiridates, is a personal enemy of Tamarin and her family, as opposed to a more general enemy for Dragonkind. We've already disposed of Atrushan's personal enemy about 2/3 of the way through the game. So Tamarin may actually have more of a claim to being the main protagonist than Atrushan does. I mean, hell, she's the one who shipwrecked on a mysterious island and got fawned over by one of the natives. And if that doesn't make you a main protagonist, I don't know what does. Okay, so we have a bunch of new enemies around here, and the weapon we picked up for Farna is an arrow that doesn't cost that much AP. Necromancers can cast that earth spell, they can cast a healing spell that affects all enemies, and I wish I had a spell like that. I wish I had a party heal spell, but that's just not in the cards. And one of our goals is to get Tamarin to level 64, because that's when she begins to be able to cast the maximum heal spell that Farna has. We are going to need it for the next two bosses. Okay, Horus soldiers hit pretty hard, actually. They don't take that many hits, but Okay, let's take care of all these. Oh yeah, the Vampire Lord is actually much easier than the regular vampire enemies that we fought earlier in the game because their durability isn't quite as high relative to the weapon damage we can do, as you just saw. Oh, thank you for that useless treasure chest. I'm sure we will get absolutely no use at all from that money. Yeah, because even the enemies around here don't drop any cash anymore. If you needed any further evidence that we were in the endgame. However, since the enemies around here are fairly generous with their experience, we should be able to get everything we need to get Tamarin up to the level we want. Okay, we're going to tent up here and save because this area is rife with mimics. And I don't want to lose all of my raw feathers before we make it to the top. Oh, what do you know? They're no different than the mimics that we fought in the Demon Palace. So they're still very tough. Goodbye, random encounter. Still, I'm willing to take the experience. Okay, I wanted to show you this encounter because it shows off a spell that has become rather notorious in the Japanese Emerald Dragon fandom for reasons relating to earlier versions of the game. What you just saw was the Tamarin Beam. It is a powerful attack that hits enemies on a line. And in earlier versions of the game, the Tamarin laser would sometimes have priority over healing. Because there were limited spells that a character could have in their memory. And sometimes the Tamarin Beam was given attack priority over healing spells, leading to problems, you might say. Thankfully, that seems to have been fixed for this version of the game. But I've seen Japanese players complain about the old AI priority in lots of places. Like Pixiv, I actually found a screenshot LP of the PC98 version in Japanese, and they were complaining about it there. So, complaining about game AI, this isn't a new thing. Yeah, that 6 Mimic encounter actually cost me one of my Ra's feathers. I want to have at least 2 as insurance, and I'm going to get another one before we reach the end of this dungeon. I already did that. because I don't know exactly what's going to happen once I reach the final boss. Whoopsie doodle. There are still a couple of more chests we can get. Come on, get out of my way! Oh, there we go. The magic hood. By the way, the reason that I equipped the Athena wand over the Earth Staff is because even though it technically had a lower power or whatever, the Athena staff gives me more AP, and AP are king for spellcasters. Like, even more so for melee folks. Because while melee characters can still attack at low power, spellcasters cannot do a partial casting of spells. And Tamarin is level 64, so we're good. There's the other Ra's feather. And let's see what's in here. Better save. Yeah, I'm at the level I need to be to finish this thing out, and I didn't really have to grind at all. The only grinding I really did was at the very start of the game so that Atrushan didn't get killed instantly by random encounters. And that's really my definition of a well-paced RPG. Okay, there are no monsters in here. Because this is the final room. Bit of a spiral, though. Okay, we're going to save here. And next time we will be finishing off Emerald Dragon. I will be seeing you then, and goodbye!